Your United States Air Force presents Big Moments in Sports. 1936 Olympics, Berlin, Germany. Jessie Owens does it again.
This is Harry Wismer bringing you a big moment in sports history. What you are about to hear is a dramatic, recreated account of a never-to-be-forgotten sports event. At the peak of its power-packed action, it's a story that has been and will be retold as long as people talk about sports. But first, before we turn back the clock, here is Bill Reddick with a word from the United States Air Force.
Every day we hear of new records being set in sport. And this modern trend towards speed holds true in life, too. So if you're a young man looking for a job that will enable you to go places faster, then be an airman in the United States Air Force. You'll go places faster in more ways than one. You'll go places faster in your job. Because as an airman, you'll get the finest training there is. Training from top experts in such growing fields as aircraft maintenance, rocket propulsion, transportation, communications. You'll go places faster financially. Because as an airman, you earn while you learn, receive full pay from the day you begin. You'll gain valuable experience, too, that can ensure your future. Yes, the future looks brighter in Air Force Blue. So check with your nearest Air Force recruiter. Learn how you can go places faster as an airman in the United States Air Force. Now back to Harry Wismer.
On May 25th, 1935, a lean, lithe athlete affectionately called the Ebony Antelope performed a feat that has since been hailed as the greatest one-man performance of all time. For on that blazing afternoon, Jessie Owens, the greatest sprinter and broad jumper the world has ever known, broke 5 world records and tied a 6th, to literally lift the track world out of its shoes. Never before did one man accomplish so much in so short a space of time as Owens did that day in the Big Ten track meet at Ann Arbor, Michigan. Competing for Ohio State, Owens tied the 100-yard dash record at 9 4/10 seconds and set new world marks of 20 3/10 seconds for the 220 yards, 22 6/10 seconds for the 220-yard low hurdles, and 26 feet 8 1/4 inches for the broad jump. All these astounding records were formally accepted as international standards. A year later, Jessie Owens performed what to many, including himself, was an even greater miracle on the cinder paths when he competed in 4 events in the 1936 Olympic Games in Germany, won all 4, and shattered 4 Olympic records. Never before or since has any athlete dominated the international games as did Jessie Owens that summer week in the noxious atmosphere of Nazi Germany. Jessie electrified not only the bug-eyed audience, but the entire world with his amazing speed that set new Olympic marks in the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the broad jump. Also helped the United States capture the 400-meter relay in world record time. It undeniably was the greatest Olympic performance of all time, and it's doubtful if it'll ever be equaled, let alone surpassed. Let's go back to the beginning in the career of this fabulous track star. It was at Fairmont Junior High School in Cleveland, Ohio, that Jessie Owens started running at the age of 14. And he didn't stop to catch his breath until after he finished in Germany 8 years later. Jessie Owens' family came from Danville, Alabama, to Cleveland when he was 9. He shined shoes to help at home until his speed distinguished him from the other boys at school. When his coach, Charlie Riley, clocked him doing his first 220 in 25 2/10 seconds, he couldn't believe his eyes or his stopwatch. All this from a skinny 14-year-old freshman. Jessie Owens says that winning the 100-meter race, his first victory in the Olympics after Paul Goebbels, the Nazi propagandist, had told the world that his blonde bombers were going to win everything in sight, is something he won't forget. Owens clearly recalls that summer afternoon as if it were yesterday, when he sat alone on a bench beneath the stadium wearing a pair of borrowed track shoes because in his haste, Jessie had left his own at the American living quarters. At the line, Jessie dug his starting pits, making the holes to suit himself. He wanted to make sure the cinders shaped to the size of his feet and not the borrowed shoes. The earth seemed a bit cool, but it reminded him of home, of a Negro woman's only request to her son. Do right, Jessie, and do good. The trumpet sounded again. It was calling attention to the start of the 100-meter race. At the command to take their mark, Jessie bent to his task. With him, 3 other runners were bending to the earth. The line may have seemed crowded, but Jessie felt all alone, waiting for the shot that would send him up out and away. At the crack of the gun, the runners were off. Owens was out of his pit like a leaping panther, off low and moving. At 20 yards, he started to rise. 10 more yards, he was up straight. Fists clenched, head high, he had covered 30 yards before his mind knew he was actually moving. Out of nowhere, he heard the others flanking him. Ralph Metcalf, fellow American, the only man who had beaten Jessie in 2 years, was at his heels. Martin Ossendarp, Holland's speedster, was third, and Frank Wyckoff, another American, was fourth. Metcalf went by at 70 meters. Owens caught him in the next stride. Then it was neck and neck, stride for stride in the next 10. Then, like a streak of sudden lightning, Owens shot out in front. Near the tape, Jessie seemed to feel the power in his legs and kept driving. Just wanted to run, 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 and never stop. It was what he had trained himself to do, run faster than anyone else in the world. At the finish, he was all alone. His terrific spurt in the final yards had brought Jessie Owens another victory. When the tape hit Jessie, he was as fast as any human had ever run. Even at the finish line, they couldn't catch him. They had to grab him in the near turn and hold him in their arms. They could feel the trembling all through his body. As officials and team members headed Owens back to the winner's platform, 50,000 spectators were on their feet, cheering a great performance that they themselves felt without benefit of stopwatch. While the crowd stood, several departed. Hitler found the situation not to his liking. The time, 10 3/10, an Olympic and world record, brought thunderous applause. Now, before big moments in sports, brings you the thrilling details of the great 200-meter race run by Jessie Owens in the 1936 Olympics. Here is Bill Reddick with a message of interest to all young men who want to go places faster.
If you're an ex-serviceman experienced in one of the critical skills needed to keep America's air defense strong, you're in luck. The Career Incentive Act of 1955 opens up new opportunity in the Air Force to veterans from all of the armed services. Yes, if you possess one of the skills the Air Force needs, you may qualify for the United States Air Force, and in a grade that will be a pleasant surprise. The Air Force needs men skilled in many important fields. So put your service-earned experience to work to your best advantage as a member of the Air Force team. Make the credits you've earned toward a well-paying retirement policy pay off. For complete details, write or visit your nearest Air Force recruiter right away for the special prior serviceman's folder. See what a return to the armed services as an airman in the Air Force can mean to you. Today and tomorrow, you're better off in the United States Air Force. 1936 Olympics, Berlin, Germany. Jessie Owens races again.
Good afternoon, sport fans. This is Harry Wismer speaking to you from Olympic Stadium under an overcast sky. Runners are limbering up all over the track, getting ready for the 200-meter race. Far into last night, no matter where you traveled, fans kept talking about Jessie Owens' great burst of speed in winning the 100-meter race. They just can't believe anyone could run that fast. We'll get another chance to see real soon when the officials call the final qualifiers for the 200-meter race. Unlike the straightaway course of yesterday's race, this event is run in around a turn. So where a runner may be swift up a chute, he is apt to lose some time making the curve. But we'll just wait and see. The runners are lining up. On the rail is Jessie Owens, United States. Next is Paul Henney, Switzerland. In the third hole, Lee Orr, Canada. Next to him, Mac Robinson of California. And on the outside, Martin Ossendarp of the Netherlands. Ossendarp placed third to Owens yesterday. The 5 runners have taken their place on the line. All are bent to the earth. The starter has gun ready. Just a minute. They are holding up the race. Something must be wrong. There are some runners coming into the stadium way down on the track. Oh, I see the reason for the delay. It's the finish of the 50,000-meter walking race, and these are the first in line. It's great to see how these fellows can heel and toe it without ever losing a stride. They are going past the stands now, and at a pretty rapid gait. They'll finish on the backstretch, so after this sprint, we'll have the results for you. It's starting to sprinkle a bit now, and the chill winds are making us glad we brought along our top coat. Those poor runners down below are really feeling it. A penetrating rain like this sends chills up and down your spine. You know, I can't ever recall one of these races being canceled because of inclement weather. The boys are ready now. They'll have to run to keep warm, if nothing else. The runners are bent again. Mark. Set. There's the gun. As they leap from their starting positions, Owens is out in front. Asendorf of the Netherlands second. Orr, Canada third. Robinson, U.S. fourth. And Henny, Switzerland last. And it's starting to rain a little heavier now. As they finish the first 50 yards, Owens is moving along like a bullet. The others are running right on his heels. Jessie is gliding without any sign of strain, no sign of exertion. No one has ever run this race in less than 21 seconds flat. They are now at the top of the last straightaway. It's about 100 yards from the finish line. Owens is still on top. Robinson is now second. He looks like he might overtake Owens coming into the home stretch. Jessie probably hears his footsteps. Now he's pouring on that speed. He's heading for the tape. Only 20 yards to go. Can he make it? He does! Jessie hits the tape in a driving stretch run to win once again. Asendorf looked like he caught Mac Robinson for the silver medal as they both crossed the broken tape at about the same time. Haney was fourth and Orr of Canada finished last. The timekeepers are comparing their watches. Some are scratching their heads in amazement. There's the announcement. The time, 20 and 7/10 seconds. Another world record. And Jessie Owens is again walking to the winner's circle. Owens came home from a post-Olympic tour of the continent to be greeted by the kind of ticker tape parade that only New York City can give a conquering hero. He had medals, he had publicity, he had acclaim. He had the best wishes of his countrymen. But he also had a wife and child to support. An amateur never makes a dime, so Jessie was just about broke. Jessie began to run for a living. He turned professional. The fastest man in the world, raced against horses in New York and Chicago. He raced against cars, trucks, dogs, and even baseball players circling the bases. He ran against anything, anybody, anywhere. And when there were no contestants, he ran just for the customers. Today, Jessie Owens is secretary of the Illinois State Athletic Commission. He succeeded a former rival, Ralph Metcalf, who held the position under a different political administration. Owens also heads his own public relations organization in Chicago. Did someone ask when Jessie Owens last ran in competition? Well, it was in 1948 in Barcelona, Spain. He was clocked for the 100 yards in 9 7/10 seconds. Have you any idea what that means? It's the story of a great champion slowing down. Yes, he slowed down 0.3 of a second in 12 years. But 9 7/10 seconds was too slow for Jessie Owens, so he quit. Jessie Owens had run his last race.
Big Moments in Sports with Harry Wismer is directed by Gene Kirby, written by Arthur Suskin Jr., and presented by the United States Air Force in cooperation with this station. This is Bill Reddick speaking.